Keep your jacket handy. Rain showers will be on and off for the next few days, and now we're even seeing a chance of snow toward your weekend.
A Washington woman says her dog died under the care of a Rover pet sitter. This morning, we want to know if you trust pet sitters on apps to watch your pets. Disney on Ice is back, and we're getting a first look at the cast before opening night. Washington State University head football coach Mike Leach is best known for talking everything except football.
Momentum, excitement, energy. They say all this stuff and you know what they mean, but it doesn't describe what you mean. It's just sort of out there.
We're counting down the best Mike Leach quotes of the season this far. Screams for a Cause. A haunted maze in North Spokane is bringing scares. How the creator behind the project is using it to help others.
Up with KREM starts right now with Jen York, Evan Narani, and Dina Marie McNichol.
All right, coming up on 5:01 now on our Thursday morning. Welcome to Up with KREM. Great to have you with us today, and definitely off to a rainy start, Evan.
That's right. We have just seen some light rain. That's what I came into this morning, which is kind of refreshing. Just a very, very light rain, nothing too extreme. The weekend, though, things might come to a halt.
I was going to say, that's a nice spin on it. It's refreshing. But
well, for now.
This is just the tip of the iceberg
That's
here.
right. It is kind of day one of what will likely be several days of rain coming our way. And now some models even point to the chance of snow. Here's the view outside right now. We are not able to see them on this camera here, but we are seeing a light drizzle. Already picked up on 1/100th of an inch of rain. Here's satellite radar. Seeing plenty of green on the screen just along state line. This is exactly what we had forecasted for a future tracker yesterday. So we're picking up on a little bit more of that. These showers are going to continue to push farther toward the panhandle. So the central and southern panhandle are going to see more moderate to heavier showers over the coming hours, and eastern Washington will see a lot of their showers taper off. What we see hour by hour with that view outside shows temperatures are only going to warm their way up to about the mid-50s today. 56, maybe 57 degrees in Spokane. Depends on how much rain we see and how much cloud cover is involved in that too. Right now we're seeing a good chance of those showers kind of just coming in on and off throughout the day. So that's a strong likelihood, along with a decent amount of wind. Here are your wind gusts, 20-mile-per-hour gusts possible over the coming hours, otherwise dropping down to the teens. Sustained winds right now are in the low double digits, so we are picking up on a breezy, a rainy, and a little bit chillier of a day. We'll talk in more detail about what to expect coming up. We're also talking about that chance of snow, Jen.
All right, Evan, thank you. It is 5:02 now. Investigators say Kelsey Barrett is still missing. She has ties to the inland Northwest, and this followed a weekend of searching at her fiancé Patrick Frazie's property. The 29-year-old Colorado mom has not been seen since Thanksgiving last year. Crews searched a property about 15 miles west of where she was last seen. Investigators believe Frazee is the last person to see her alive. The Woodland Park Police Department is offering a $25,000 reward to anyone with information on Barrett's location. No suspects have been identified in that case. Scraps is asking for the public's help this morning in an animal cruelty investigation. Leaders say a man brought a cat to the shelter that suffered brutal physical abuse. He told Scraps students near Logan Elementary kicked and tormented the cat. Experts say the cat suffered a dislocated pelvis and right hip. This morning, the cat is doing well. Veterinarians, though, say they will decide on surgery in the upcoming weeks. Anyone with information about the abuse is asked to call Scraps. A British family says they were treated like criminals after crossing the border from Canada into Washington. New video released by Border Patrol shows a car illegally crossing into Linden. Lawyers for the family say they were deported to England after spending 2 weeks in federal custody. The family, which included 3 children, says they mistakenly crossed the border into Washington while trying to avoid an animal on the road. But Border Patrol says the family crossed the border on purpose. They added 2 of the family members had previously been denied entry to the U.S. Well, and here's a wild video out of the west side. Take a look at your screen. That's a brand new yacht crashing into some other boats. This one is from Port Angeles. Now, this crash happened last week, but we're just now seeing the video. The yacht was able to drive away from the fuel dock before crashing into other boats. 6 crew members were on board at the time, but everyone is okay. The Spokane community is helping a girl scammed out of $50. Crooks gave Alexis Murphy a phony bill for her Xbox. Well, after our story aired last month, several people asked how they could help, and they came through this week. They surprised her with a new Xbox. Well, and it didn't stop there. Xbox leaders caught wind of the story. They invited her and her entire family to their Seattle headquarters. They introduced Alexis to the women who engineered her favorite games. Well, that's your morning rush. More news in less time. Let us know what's happening in your neighborhood by using the hashtag #UpWithKREM. Excuse me, it is 5:05 now. A woman in Western Washington is grieving the loss of her dog. She says he died in the care of a Rover sitter. Now, that's an app where pet owners can hire dog walkers or sitters. And this morning, we want to know if you trust sitters on apps like Rover to watch your pets. Head to KREM.com/vote. We'll be checking those results all morning long. Well, the woman says the sitter was highly rated. She says they had hundreds of 5-star reviews and was recommended by a friend. The sitter says they put the French bulldog in a crate because he would not calm down. But they say the next morning he was dead. The owner paid for a necropsy. It showed the dog died of fluid in his lungs. Experts say it can be brought on by stress, especially in French bulldogs. The owner says she does not want this to happen to other owners.
My guess is he got stressed out from being in a crate, and I guess enough to where he went into the respiratory distress. I think me sharing my story with others is the only form of closure that I'll be able to get.
Well, the owner asked to see the crate the dog was in, but the sitter has declined to keep in contact. All dog walkers and sitters on Rover are required to pass a background check, and reviews are made available to potential clients. Rover does not take responsibility once the owner books the sitter. Well, don't forget to vote in our poll this morning. We want to know if incidents like this make you weary of booking through companies like Rover. Head to the KREM 2 app and tell us if you trust pet sitters on apps to watch your pets. Right now, 80% of you say no way. Well, so they say an athlete's injury could last a lot longer than sports season. This is from the journal Neurology. It found brain injuries from concussions could take more than a year to heal. That means athletes could still have injuries more than a year after being cleared to play. Experts say long after the headaches and dizziness are gone, the injury may remain in parts of the brain, and these injuries could possibly be permanent. Well, have you ever noticed when you're in a bad mood, so is your pet? Turns out dogs tend to take on the stress of their owners. According to the study from Sweden, your furry friends pick up on stress hormones. And if you're feeling particularly stressed out, there's a good chance your pup is feeling the same way.
Don't think it's fair to make our pets absorb our stress, but they are great at helping with it.
Maybe that's why they have therapy dogs, they take away some of that stress. But I think it touches on, you see dogs that look like their owners. I think
or cats.
Or cats. I think this is kind of the case, right?
It's interesting because I feel like even though if they may take on the stress, they never actually exhibit the stress that they've absorbed. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, they're selfless dogs, usually.
Man's best friend.
Exactly, right?
All right, coming up on 5:09 now. Well, with fall in full swing, leaves are quickly covering the ground. And get this, you might want to skip making that pile of leaves. After the break, we connect the dots.
And it's crunch time in the race for Spokane Mayor, and money just keeps pouring into the race at an unprecedented rate. At 5:30, we look at who's shelling out the cash and for which candidate.